Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Rockwood 2945-626 combination self-latching top and bottom flush bolt set. Got a lot of parts here that we're going to go over, and let's take a look at it now. Okay, so the box is going to come with a whole mess of things. First of all, your bottom bolt assembly. We'll just take inventory of the parts at this time. Bottom bolt assembly, you know that to be the case. It's got this trigger in it. It's got this square sort of bolt with a beveled bottom edge to help it guide in a little bit. Okay. So these are called self-latching, constant automatic self-latching bolts. Here's your bottom. Without its dust box, without its finished plate, we'll go over that in a moment, without its bottom plate as well. Here is the top bolt. Okay, this is self-latching because of that beveled bolt head that you've got there. This sort of provision, this sort of bolt is going to automatically engage when the active door closes. That's how that's going to work. So this will, this is the top. As the door is pushed closed, this will spring closed like that. Okay, an active door. To get the door to open, what's going to happen is this. To get the inactive door opened, this will be latched only when the active door is closed. Only. When you open the active door, that pops back up. The bottom's no longer latched. Okay. The top, however, stays latched all the time, regardless of the active door being open or closed. You can, by pushing the button here, retract that latch, getting the latch brought down, and you can then open up the inactive door. So you've got a situation by which the inactive door is always latched when it needs to be latched all the time, but you can easily get it open by depressing that button. You get your two galvanized steel white coat galvanized dust boxes. Okay, you've got your top and bottom plates. So your installation is going to look like that when it's properly installed. That's what a top will look like. Your bottom's going to look the same sort of way. You're going to have your decorative finished plates. They're obviously different. The one with the slot or the rectangles for the bottom, circles for the top. Satin chrome 626 finish is what this set is shown in. Then you're going to get all your strike plates and your scar plate. So you'll have a, let's cut it out of the package so you can see it properly. You're going to have 3 plates and a whole mess of screws. The screws are pretty obvious where they're going to go. Okay, you get a couple plastic anchors. That'll be for a application of your strike plate down below. So you're going to get your top strike plate. Obviously, that has to have a lip on it because of your latch bolt. It needs to strike that. Pardon me, I've got it upside down. Needs to strike that properly. You're going to get your bottom strike plate. Then your scar plate, not a scar plate, but it's a scar plate, your protector plate. For that bottom latch bolt, flush bolt, it always makes contact with the active door. You apply this little lip to the active door so that every time the door closes, the active door closes, it's not marring the edge of the door. There's grease on those springs. I continue to touch. When the active door is open, here's your top bolt, here's your operation. Top bolt actively engages when the inactive door closes. It automatically latches every time. When the active door is opened, the inactive door stays latched at the top until the top bolt is released by pressing the plunger. Your bottom bolt automatically, fully automatic, opening the door automatically retracts the bottom bolt. Override feature Here's what it says. Override feature prevents damage to the door or the bolt if the bolt head is blocked from entering the strike. Here's what that means. If I restricted this and pushed this in, that double spring sort of situation there will allow it to not damage itself. It's got a trip mechanism in it because the bottom bolt the hole in the floor could become filled with dust and debris, preventing the bottom bolt from getting into the hole all the way. And that's why that is there. Bolt head rod is adjustable up to 1/2 inch. That's crucial. You're not sure exactly what undercut you're dealing with at the bottom. Thermal lock automatically locks the inactive door under high heat conditions. So what that means is you have in here in the event of a fire, the inner components of this will disable it from, being in a situation where the inactive door is unlocked, which is of course required for a set of fire-rated doors, which this would very typically be used on. B-rated, 90-minute, 60-minute, 45-minute, 20-minute doors, etc. Okay, that override feature is really nice that you've got on that bottom sort of bolt situation. Installing these is not for the faint of heart if you've never done it. All kidding aside, installing for these in a hollow metal door, that's going to have to be done at the factory unless you have the ability to weld and cut and grind and drill and tap and things of that nature. You would have to provide, and if they're fire rated doors, they'll have to be done at the factory or at your licensed door distributor for proper installation. Okay. A flush bolt installation like this requires steel doors. You're going to have proper cutout done in the edge of the door or the astragal edge of the door combination, proper depth, proper tabs welded in, drilled and tapped for the screws, both on the edge of the door and on the bottom and top of the door. If you're doing wood doors, if it's fire rated, you can't do that in the field because you'd violate the fire rating. But it's really nothing other than a router, and you've got just 2 preparations really for these. You've got 2 steps. You've got the body preparation, which is the inner workings of the unit that you would mortise for, and then you've got the plate preparation. Okay, and when you break it down into those 2 steps, you can do your body preparation first, then you come back and do your plate preparation with your router, and you could see from the top bolt, your body preparation wouldn't go the entire distance. It would obviously fall short there somewhere. The template below this video, the link to the tech sheet is what it's called, below this video shows all the important dimensional requirements of the installation aspect. Okay, it calls out on page 1 there for your top bolt, your 7 1/8 inch mortise height for the body, 2 inch deep. Okay, and you're going to notch that all out. Then your plate, of course, is going to be just 1/8 of an inch, 8 1/2 inch tall, 1 inch wide. Okay, and then you use the same concept for the top as well, except that the top will really only have the plate preparation because its body preparation is done when you do the edge of the door. Radius corners, so you're going to be using a 1/2 inch diameter 2-flute router bit because you've got 1/4 inch radius corners on the face plates here. Okay. Bottom plate, bottom bolt is the same sort of scenario in terms of machining and installing. I've installed flush bolts countless times, and if you're going to do one and doing it with a hammer and chisel, that's a severe undertaking, and it's not going to give you the sort of fit and finish that you'd probably want to have. So I really recommend a template and a router installation because you can control much better how the quality of the finished product. But if you're dealing with doors that have been mortised and made at the factory, none of this is going to be a concern. It'll already be done for you. You'll want to measure your existing preparation against what the template says, do a reality check on it, as we would say, make sure everything fits properly, and proceed. The header will have to be mortised for that T-strike. Obviously, you'll have to prep the bottom threshold or whatever is down there for that bottom part. Low closing force, which is important for a door closer situation on the active door. And these sorts of flush bolts are really great for use in a coordinator situation. You might have an astragal on a pair of doors. You'll have door closers on both doors. You'll have flush bolts on the inactive. You'll have a lock set on the active. You'll have astragals, if I've not already said that, and then your coordinator. So the coordinator is going to allow that inactive door to close. And because it's probably fire rated, which is why you're using these, that inactive door is automatically latched. And that's a requirement of a fire rated door, to be self-latching. It's latched automatically with your top bolt. Then the coordinator allows the active door to come closed behind it, and that will trigger the bottom bolt to be locked up as well. Rockwood offers the 2945 in both the top bolt only, which is a 2905, etc. Available in several different architectural finishes as well. If you have any questions on the Rockwood 2945-626 combination self-latching top and bottom flush bolt set, or any other Rockwood product, please feel free to reach out to us.